Why are groceries so expensive? I went to the store today. I got a pack of spaghetti, ground turkey, tomato sauce, and a bag of lettuce. $32. $32. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like I remember this being under $10 a couple years back. Or when I was a kid, I feel like it was under $10, or at least under $15. But to be paying $32 for chicken, pasta, sauce, and lettuce? This is scary right now, but now I'm scared about like what's gonna happen in 5 to 10 years. Is that gonna be over $50 just to have one meal? I don't really know what needs to be done at this point, whose fault it is. I just know that something in our economy needs to change, because there's no way that someone like myself or just anybody, doesn't matter who, no one should be spending over $30 on a basic meal like that. Something needs to change.
I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. You know, it's been really tough for me. I had an apple for dinner last night because that's all I could afford. I had one piece of toast for breakfast this morning. I think it's tough for me as, you know, someone who's 28 years old. You know, I feel like I'm still in a growing body. I feel like I just, you know, want to improve my health, but I can't afford it. And it's crazy because I feel like for myself, someone who's just like young, in shape, working 2 jobs, like I should be able to afford more than a piece of toast and an apple. Like, why can't I wake up and have, you know, some eggs with some toast, some bacon, some berries, a nice glass of OJ, or, you know, like chicken parmesan for dinner? Like I haven't had chicken parmesan in like 4 years, and I don't know what I need to do. If I need to get 3 or 4 jobs, if it's time to move out of the country. But I love my country so much. I don't want to leave, but it's getting to the point where I don't know if I have any other option. Something needs to change. Something needs to change. And
I skipped dinner this week to save food for my kids.
How is everybody living? I mean, America is fucked. I went to Dollar General. This is what I bought. And tell me what you think this amount is. Just let's see if anybody can guess it in the comments. Put your guess before I even tell you. Hold on. Look at this. Okay. So, this is what we got in here. Some dish pods, tape. We got some water. We got a few sandwiches and 2 packs of glue sticks. Now, what do you think that is? What do you think that is? $103. From the dollar store. From Dollar General. $103. Where?
America is supposed to be the land of opportunity, but right now, millions of Americans are skipping meals, cutting back on everything, and stretching every dollar just to survive another week. Our grocery prices are so high that even basic necessities feel like luxury items. And the saddest part, these are not lazy people or unemployed people. These are people working full-time, sometimes 2 jobs, doing everything right, yet their money disappears in rent and groceries. And now many say this isn't just inflation anymore. This is economic exhaustion. People are not living. They are surviving. Paycheck to paycheck, hoping prices will drop, but watching them rise instead.
A few days ago, I did a post about what I'm doing to try to reduce the costs in my home. And I asked people what they were doing, partly because I thought it would help us share ideas with one another. But the amount of comments on that post where people are saying, I feed my children and I don't eat, or I eat every 3rd day, or I'm eating 1 meal a day, or the bare minimum food is a pretty common trend in that post. While we've been watching this situation going on in Gaza, it's happening closer to home too. There are many people here who are literally that food insecure. And I know the whole platform was, oh, there's so much abuse and SNAP and this and that. There are actually people not eating for days here. And I don't think that's getting enough attention. You know, most of us can't see outside of our own situation. We don't understand what it's like to be in that situation. You know, it's a bother to us to be propose with people that are homeless. It's a bother to us to hear people complain that I'm hungry. But that post was pretty eye-opening to me. I mean, I know there's days when I don't eat a lot, but it's because I want to make things last. It's not because I don't have enough to get to the end of the month. The amount of people on that post that didn't have enough to get to the end of the month, or the ability to grow a garden, or the ability to have access to food, is pretty staggering. Now, I know it only went to like 30,000 people, but in that 30,000 people, there's a lot of people saying, I feed my children and I don't feed myself. I've gotten to the point where I have to eat one meal a day only, or I have to go every other day. This is supposed to be a free, wonderful country, and there's people starving here. I don't care what their circumstance is. In a country this size, with as much money as this country has, people shouldn't be starving.
Living in America right now feels like a punishment. You wake up already behind, you go to work just to stay broke, and you watch the cost of every single thing rise while your paycheck has not moved an inch. Groceries, a luxury. Rent, straight up robbery. Healthcare is a joke, and somehow we are the ones getting blamed for not budgeting better. People are working 2-3 jobs and still having to choose between food or gas. Families are crammed into 1-bedroom apartments because buying a house is now a fantasy. You can't afford to get sick. You cannot afford to rest. You can't even afford to exist. But they keep saying the economy is strong. Strong for who? Because it's definitely not the people doing the work. We're out here treading water while billionaires build rockets, politicians trade stocks, and corporations raise prices just because they can. We were promised opportunity and we got survival. And somehow they made us believe it is our fault. And it's not, because the math stopped adding up years ago. This isn't a country full of lazy people. It is a country full of exhausted ones. It is as simple as that.
Every time I go to the grocery store, I am shocked at the prices of the groceries. Like, I feel like it goes up every time. When I look at the receipt, it feels like they add a fuck you fee. They add a fuck you fee to the bill. Because why is groceries so expensive right now?
I just got back from the grocery store. I spent $30 on 3 items. Coffee, cat food, which is like 12 cans of cat food, like the little pack, because that was the cheapest one they had, and some cat treats. Now, the cat treats are optional because, whatever, but my cat deserves a fucking cat treat. $30? $30? So fucking irritated. Like, and even then, the cat food and the treats were cheaper than the fucking coffee. It's not even a necessity. I don't have to have coffee, but I do. Bitch, I work hard. The least I can do is buy myself some fucking coffee to drink every day. Because I pay bills. I don't even do a whole lot of shopping for myself. I don't do a lot of that. $30. And even then, it was the cheap store brand because it was the cheapest one. And still, like, this shit is not sustainable. Last time I did grocery shopping, it was like $100 for like 20 items. And it was all the cheapest shit because I didn't even get the shit I normally get. I usually get some salmon because I love salmon a lot. That shit is like $13 for 3 pieces. And if you want like 5 or 6, it's like $21 for salmon. Like, this shit is not sustainable. I don't know what we're gonna do, but people are not mad enough for me. There's no reason why coffee, the smallest thing, would be like $10. And the next one up from that is like $16. I'm so irritated.
I'm getting fed up with the prices of groceries. The price of groceries are too fucking sky high, and some things need to change. Because to be spending $1,000 a month cash in groceries, if not more, it might be more than $1,000. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, I just went shopping last week and I spent over $300. This week, the food's gone. The whole 6 days later, literally 6, not even 7 days, 6 days later, the food's pretty much gone. The fridge is bare. I'm like, how? Because $300 don't get you shit. That's how. So when you used to be able to go and spend, $150 and fill up your cabinet's fridge, and now it lasts you a couple weeks, $300 is not lasting anybody a week. Like, dude, shit needs to change. Either I'm gonna start walking my happy ass out with those carts, just like people used to do back in the days of addiction, but filled with TVs and electronics. My shit's gonna be filled with food. I don't care. Call the cops.
So I just left the market, food market, grocery store, just to buy a few things for the house. A few things. I'm going away this weekend with the girls. Wanted to grab a few things to snack on. Tell me how two bags, $140. That's with coupons. Make this make sense for me. How are we affording food? How are we affording food to feed our families? Like normal, and I'm not talking I bought anything crazy. No meats, nothing like that. Nothing crazy. I'm talking a few snacks, few basics, some yogurts, and 2 bags, $140. Like, what is going on? Help me. Help me understand. Have a good day.
I skipped dinner this week to save food for my kids. I am so sorry that our country has failed you. I think stories like this need to be pushed out more than mine. Starting with a lot of the comments that were posted on the I'm an American video. I think it's important to share these stories, and I think it's important that people see the struggle. It will show people in other countries what it's actually like to live here. Not the propaganda version of America, but the reality. And I hope it will also show other Americans that they're not alone. I just think that this needs to be talked about more. It's shocking to me how many people from overseas are surprised by what I've had to say. And that's just me. I'm nowhere near the poorest of poor. There are people in these comments who, they have to live in cars or they're just homeless in general. I think the world needs to know about this. It's not doing Americans justice to just share propaganda. America currently is not like how it used to be. Compared to other countries, we're not doing great. Quality of life, garbage, affordability, terrible, healthcare, non-existent, social issues. We're still dealing with things like inequality, grapples with issues like pew-pew violence, income inequality, and a complex political landscape, which is basically set up to help us fail. Pause if you want to read more. Clearly, America is not doing as well as it claims to. We're not even in the top 20 countries for most of these things on this list. This is no longer the land of the free, and if we keep pretending like it is, nothing is ever going to change. And if things don't change, people like this will still be starving so that her children can eat.
A growing number of Americans are losing hope, not because they want to, but because they feel abandoned, ignored, and unheard. Our grocery prices have become the breaking point for millions. You can tell Americans are hurrying, and the struggle isn't just about groceries. It's about dignity, stability, and the basic right to live without fear of going broke over necessities. And when people say they are skipping meals, that's not politics. When parents water down baby formula to make it last longer, that's not exaggeration. When working adults are eating once a day, that's not mismanagement. These are signs of a society under pressure and a government that hasn't responded fast enough. People are tired of being told to budget better. They are tired of being told inflation is easing when the receipts tell a completely different story. They are tired of working harder than ever, only to feel poorer than before. And the truth is, no nation can thrive when its people are crumbling under the weight of daily expenses. Food shouldn't be a luxury. rent, shooting down an entire paycheck. The country needs to face the reality that working people deserve better wages, better policies, and a stronger safety nets, because no nation can call itself strong when millions of its citizens go to bed hungry. No economy is booming when ordinary people can't afford eggs, milk, and bread. To everyone experiencing this struggle right now, you are not alone. Your frustration is valid, your voice matters, and your story is part of a much bigger fight for fairness and stability. America has survived hard times before, and the people have always been the ones to push the country forward. If that happens again, if enough people speak up, then maybe one day, soon, families won't have to choose between food and rent. Maybe parents won't have to skip meals to keep their kids fed. And maybe, just maybe, hope will return to a country that needs it more than ever. Until then, keep speaking, keep sharing, and keep pushing for change you deserve. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.